Well, what is up, everyone? We have just seen the insane scenes out at the Shrine of Remembrance down in Melbourne on what is this day 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5 of protests from the CFMEU tradies protest against the vaccinations, and they've been shut down from work now for 2 weeks because they had some crazy shit go on in the first day. We just watched Real Ruction's live stream and a couple others. Now, what do you think of this, Lethal? Like, just today's one first off.
Holy shit! It boiled over very, very quickly, didn't it? I think there's some gay ops going on. I think a lot of the people that had microphones and were talking to the people were fucking plants by cops. There was one junky looking motherfucker covered in face tattoos who was just outright siding with the cops, but trying to come off as playing on the middle. And I think he might be working for the cops, and they're probably giving him half a gram. I think the people in Melbourne should not trust dickheads that look like that. And the crowd seemed very smart that when they heard the words he was saying, it was very, very clear that he was on their side being the cops. He was pretending to be on the protester side, but really he wasn't. You hear the words coming out of his mouth. He's a fucking plant put there by the other motherfuckers. And the other dude that had the microphone, who was the one that was going back and forth with the police lieutenant, he's a piece of shit as well, man. He was pretending to be all fucking on their side as well. I mean, this is the thing about the modern age, is there's cameras. Everyone's got a fucking phone out. He was talking to the cop, and he said to the cop, he said, if you let us through here, talking to the protesters, they will see this as a victory. So you're just undercutting your own people to the cop's face, mate. You're a piece of shit as well. All of them, man. All of those ones that had the microphones. Hey, the people behind the guys with the microphones, they're the ones that should be listened to. The ones with the microphones, fucking sellouts, gutless motherfuckers, no dick between their legs. Cop supporters. Fuck them.
Yeah, and you saw that with the video when he started saying, these guys, more than half of these guys are just regular Australian workers, and then they're just like you and me, and they're like, nah, fuck them, because they have a job and they're getting paid and we're not. And that's exactly right. Because what happened? The first day of protest, or the first couple of days of protest, it's boiled over. Some shit happened. Yeah, one of the 7 reporters got hit in the back of the head with a can. He was assaulted. That's shouldn't be happening to any reporter. I don't care if you say whatever, they're fake news or whatever. You can say that shit. Just no assaulting reporters, please. They're just doing their job too, regardless of what you think, what side you're on. But when that happened,
hey, can we give a shout out to our boy Avi?
Yeah, shout out to Avi. Shout out to Real Ruction for doing streaming for days on end. Honestly, doing this stuff, but it's just not a good look when you start assaulting. Yes, whatever, mainstream media. And then they're like, well, because of that, we're going to shut down your industry for 2 weeks now. And it's like, well, what the fuck?
Well, I don't know if you're a religious or a spiritual person, but earlier today in Melbourne, there was an earthquake, a reasonable earthquake, not like the ones we've had in Adelaide, which knocked over 1 or 2 deck chairs. It was the end of the world. They had an actual significant earthquake, and now I dare say there's going to need to be a lot of reconstruction, a lot of rebuilding for certain things, isn't there? Well, you just put the whole fucking industry out of a job for 2 weeks, and then there's an earthquake. Mate, maybe that's a sign from God. I don't know, but it's quite ironic one way or another, either way you look at it.
Yeah, and yeah, this is basically what it's about, against medical tyranny, because what's going on with these vaccine mandates now in Australia, it's kind of insane, because the first wave was like, oh yeah, it'll be all right, and then we'll get there when we get there. And now this second wave, this Delta thing has fucked up me up like royally, because being in New South Wales, I've been held lockdown for June, was it 3-4 months now?
Fuck yeah, now look at you.
We haven't been able to do shit, and now they're talking about, well, the only way you can get back to life is if you're double vaxxed. So, but I'm going to say something's probably going to get me in trouble with YouTube, but there's many studies and things that have come out, articles. The vaccine doesn't stop transmission. That's been proven. And so you can still pass it on to people. And people who have caught it, who have been double vaxxed, like all these celebrities we're seeing now. Chris Rock just had a fucking video or tweet about it. He's double vaxxed and he gets sick and he's like, everyone go get vaxxed. It's like, bitch, didn't you just catch it from being double? Okay. So the people are like, if it's not working how it should be, why should we take it? And that's
well, it's like hypothetically, if you have the vaccine and I don't, me not having it shouldn't affect you then.
exactly. But they're saying it's a pandemic of the unvaccinated when it's just not true. It's just not
fucking
true.
bullshit. It's fucking bullshit, dude. Like, it's come on. Like, it's clearly a lie. All this over a fucking cold, ain't that? Yeah, fucking spot on.
Because what was it? So if I'm just watching some of these scenes on Sky News now from the earthquake this morning. That was fucked. But
well, they're already coming out with the sequel, fucking COVID 2022 Electric Boogaloo Rise of the Revenge.
The idea that people have is if you are unvaccinated, but I am vaccinated and you're near me, I'm at risk from you being unvaccinated. That doesn't make sense.
No,
because you're the one that's protected. So,
and look, let me be clear here. If anyone gets the vaccine, that's cool. That's your choice, and I think that's the way it should be. It should be your choice. If you think you need to get it for whatever reason, God bless you. But it shouldn't be forced on anyone, one way or a fucking another. That is wrong. That is wrong, and that's what a lot of this is coming down to. Even like my dad's friend who has been vaxxed, he's against the idea of forcing it on people, and I think that's a very reasonable way to look at it. This is fucking ridiculous, man. But there's been some pretty crazy footage over the past hour and a half, I'd say, that's come out in Melbourne.
Now, I've got a fair bit saved. So let me just show you my first video, because this was not too bad. So we had some footage of protesters walking some water to police.
Yeah, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have given it fucking. He should have thrown a petrol bomb at him. Is what he should have done.
I'm not saying that. Okay, so this is what I caught from Rukshan and Sky.
If you're that ballsy, just fight for the right fucking reason. Stand for the right or don't fucking.
Put some water down.
I hope he pissed in it first.
Boom.
Right on, boy.
I wouldn't want to be seen with him.
Those guys wanted to give him some water, and you saw the.
So look, he's giving him a fist bump. So
yeah, I bet he regrets that now.
Maybe, because this is where we saw it was still peaceful enough in the daytime, and but the cops have set up all this area out the back where all this the green area is in the park, and they got the big trucks everywhere. They got their mini tank rolling in, and they're like, no, this was the whole issue at the end. So protesters wanted to go back through the park the way they came, because they would think it's more dignified or something like that. And what I heard was that the cops were saying, no, we're going to push you to St Kilda Road and you can go out that way. But what I heard was one woman in the crowd said, we've heard of people being arrested by you guys on St Kilda Road when you told us to go that way. So that's why it's
a trap.
That was the loggerhead. So they're telling you to go that way, but we've got reports of people being arrested, unconfirmed reports of people being arrested when they're told to go there. So it's that's what caused the standoff. And then what happened at the end, we can get, man, there was so much shit happened in the end. But I was saying they're not going to let it go until the nighttime, because the police are not going to they're not going to let it be dark and have a bunch of people running around on those steps. So I said, it's going to happen within the next half an hour to an hour, but it's going to happen before 5 o'clock, before it starts getting dark. And what happened?
Sure enough.
Sure enough. Let me grab the footage. Okay.
The one with the tram's pretty crazy as well.
Yeah, I'm going to see if I can. So, 5. Oh, where have I got it saved? So it's on the protest. ABS. Right. ABS cuts. And now Arby just put out a video too. We'll go through, because Arby fucking legend. I heard he got taken away.
Yeah, did he get arrested today?
I don't know if he was arrested or just told to move on like he has been before. Because we've seen what the cops do to Arby. We've seen what they do to Arby. Now, let me see if... this one. If I can open it.
Calls.
Now let me see if I can scrub through that a bit. Because what happened was, this was when the cop was talking to him to try and get him to move over to St Kilda.
Right.
Let him fall. Let him fall. Let him fall.
And then they were getting arrested during that time.
Nice scarf, mate.
There we go. Now, so this is when it all kicked off. So they were kind of slowly walking up to him and trying to get them to move off constantly. And then they started arresting people, taking them out of the crowd.
You fucking dog, you hear him?
I say that all the time. So there we go. He's arresting more people, and then they were carrying them right out.
Fucking liar!
Yeah.
Lying dogs!
You're lying.
Lying dogs. Well, that's exactly what they are.
For safety! Safety my fucking ass, you fucking piece of
Safety my ass, you dogs.
Can you
Okay.
pause it just for 1 second, Lyndon?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but if anyone believed they were actually going to do that for 1 second, you're a fucking idiot, and I got a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you.
Brooklyn.
Go on.
So that's the other angle from Sky. When they started, trying to get them out of there. And now this is from the other one where they started shooting, and this is from someone in the protest who was getting shot.
I hope they shot that fucking annoying chick that kept screaming.
Wow, someone's screaming. Look at him. Look at him there.
Ah, that's some Call of Duty shit.
Fucking hell. That.
I can't remember a time where this has ever happened in Australia.
No,
I can't remember
That's what I was going to say. That when in
anything
Australia-
like this ever happening in my lifetime. I'm sure it's happened, but in my lifetime, I don't think so. I can't think of anything.
It is in this one. I just had to check a bit further up. So here's some fucking crazy. So it's got when they were like walking up to them. Where is it? There we go.
Unbelievable. So much for safety!
So this is another angle of this the Ructions one. But it's a, look at this.
They picked a hell of a
Look at
place to do
them.
it.
Look at that right there. Freaking look at this gun. Shooting freaking. Yeah, media will just say violence erupts. Yeah, well, they had.
He's good people, Michael Brankoff. He's good people.
Yeah?
He does good work. Yeah,
Gang,
he does good
gang.
work.
They had.
Check out his projects.
They gave him a fuckload of time, but we knew what was going to happen when they're like, well, no, you can't go that way because all our shit's set up. And if you go this way, you might get arrested, even though they said they wouldn't.
They were trying to funnel him into St Kilda because that's where they were grabbing everyone.
And look at that. Fucking hell. And then they started just fucking pop it off.
Now shooting people. You can hear the oh my god.
Mike Nolan.
You hear that? You're all a bunch of fucking dogs. Okay, crazy.
They're just shooting at everyone now. Bullets are going flying through the place. And
They're not
you can
bullets.
still see through here.
The rubber.
There are kids here. They're all moving in now. We need to get out of the area.
I can't, man. The hell of a place to do it, man. That exact location too.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. They're saying it's so the mainstream kind of views they're being disrespectful because it's the Shrine of Remembrance. But then you've also got to think the other side. Hey, the people who fought for the freedom to do this. That's the whole idea of it. That you fuck.
The fucking irony of it all, man. The hypocrisy as well, man. What's ABC saying about it at the moment? Or has Dan has Dan said anything?
I want. Oh, he remember he put out that statement. I can pull it up for you. It was from yesterday's.
I bet he hasn't got a new one like as of today. In the last I don't know 30 minutes or so. You know what? I'll have a quick look.
I'm trying to find that tram footage.
I look up some crazy shit, but I'm gonna absolutely murder my fucking search history by typing in Daniel Andrews.
Daniel Andrews, yeah, you're gonna find Dictator Dan, all this shit.
7 hours ago. Yep, that was an earthquake. Oh no fucking shit, Dan.
Okay, so this one.
Nah, he hasn't said shit. 20 hours ago.
Premiere.
Yeah, this is 20 hours ago. Anger isn't going to make this pandemic end any quicker. Acts of violence like we've seen in the city in the last 2 days isn't going to stop people ending up in ICU or be any to help the nurses treating them. Literally only one thing will. Guess how that sentence ends? Getting vaccinated.
Getting there. That's what we've been hearing. Get vaccinated, and then
fucking Daniel Andrews, bro. Like fucking New World Order, man. Like New World Order has been here for a long time, man. From a long time. This isn't a new thing.
Yeah, well,
New World Order's been coming up for a long time, man. And look, Australian cops have all cops are dogs. Just some you can pat. It's as simple as that, man. That's always been the fucking mantra. Cops were bashing people before COVID, and they're going to be bashing people after COVID. Well, there is no after COVID. This is the end game.
Yeah,
right
there
now.
is no post-COVID. It's just
fuck them.
It's
fucking nonsense, man. It's fucking nonsense. And the fact, like I was saying before, everyone has a phone now or some shit. So that chick was just looking at her phone going, apparently they're arresting people just around the corner. Isn't that where you're telling us to go? So you want to sort of funnel down into that street where you're all arresting people? No, we'll stay here. Thank you very much.
I think it was that one. It's at the very end of that one, though. So I'm going to bring that back.
What you got?
So I have to go through this. Here we go.
Is this the one with the tram?
Yeah. Why the fuck didn't I go there? Yeah, it's just from my screen record. There we go. So a car and a tram crashed.
Oh.
And they're trying to move it out of the way or something. I don't know.
So how did it end up there, though? Is there footage of how it ended up there?
Shit! Go! Okay, they're still coming through.
Now
they're still trying to follow onto the protesters.
Still trying to follow them down the street, get them out of the city.
Oh my god!
Yeah, so I think in the next video I heard him say they're gonna say that they pushed the car into the tram or something. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's.
Is there any but there's no footage of how it actually ended up there?
Not that I've seen.
So there's no definitive answer.
It's just like schoolies, yeah, Blake.
Actually, I should open up the chat. Let's see who's in here.
Wow. Oh, I guess you're in the US.
I think I drink I don't wear masks. There's a kind of a mask. I don't know. It depends where you go. Where I am, but I don't do it. Hannah Jinx. I've probably butchered that name. I'm sorry. Guns are needed now more than ever at times in our lives of tyranny. I'll correct it on one thing on that. Guns need to be used. Just fucking having it isn't enough. Just having it on your wall isn't enough. It's like having a fucking car or a Ferrari, but you're still doing the speed limit. It's kind of pointless, then. Open fire on them. Fucking start letting bodies drop, man. That's how you fucking do it. Just having a gun isn't enough.
It's like having a Ferrari and living in the garage. It's like, yeah, what's the fucking point?
What's the point? Yeah. Use it. That's the answer.
Yeah. All right. Let's take a look at Avi's tweet. Gangster Avi. There's cops rushing in. I think this might be from Rukshan's or someone, I don't know. All the way back. There you go, getting arrested. Look at them all just filing up there. Get the fuck out of here.
So many. Dude, I'd love to be a petty criminal at the moment over there, man. Every cop is in that spot. Get looting, boys.
It's just like Die Hard with a Vengeance. Just got cops everywhere.
Yeah.
Cops in one place and just go loot the place.
Yeah, like fucking, oh, you think darkness is your ally? Got all the cops trapped in one area. Time to go schizo. We've got them all trapped now. I wonder how many of those cops have had the vax, by the way.
Well, yeah, because that's what happened with the guy that was doing that speech. He's like, oh, probably even half of them don't even want to get the vax.
I wonder what would happen if there was like a forced vaccine mandate on the cops. They said, you want to come to work, Mr. Police Officer? You got to show us your jab mark or some shit.
So ABC.
I wonder how they'd feel then. I think I can guess.
Well, ABC's police clear protesters from the Shrine of Remembrance. I'm like, okay, well, technically it's not false, so there you go.
Yeah, it's not a lie, but it's not telling the whole truth, though, is it?
No, they're not talking about the Oh, and I want to bring this one up too, because this came out as I was watching. Insane. So they're apparently banning media from broadcasting aerial footage of the protests. And this this is insane.
Got some breaking news this hour. Media is being prevented from showing aerial pictures of the Melbourne protests and riots. Earlier today, a request came for police media for broadcasters to stop streaming the aerial pictures of the protests that we had yesterday. The Victorian police have now applied to put a no-fly order on the media helicopter, which supplies pictures to various outlets. It's believed the order is to last 3 days.
3 days. So they can't broadcast any aerial footage, and that's from the Victorian Police Media Department. And what was that last bit? They said they can't. They're trying to get a
no-fly order. And police have now applied to put a no-fly order on the media helicopter.
So they're trying to get a no-fly order for media's helicopters.
Just get a kite and tie a camera to it. Just tie a GoPro to a camera.
Man, how many drones now could do this?
Drones, yes.
Yeah, real Rukshan. Yeah, that's where some of that footage is from.
I thought he ended his.
I thought he said he was going to end his. That's why I went to a different one, because it was someone else.
Let me check. He said he was going to end it. Maybe he decided to keep
I
going.
don't know what would be still going now, because everyone would be running through the street.
Let's have a look.
Yeah,
No, he's not live.
No, not anymore. No. Hasn't he stopped? Yeah.
Yeah, he's...
No more flying for Nev. Nev!
Nev!
Hey, Nev.
I hear you want to give me some protest footage.
Now, that's... where did it go? Jumped. Thank you. Did Arby get arrested? I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything about him getting arrested. We can check right now. Check right now, see if there's anything, because he did post that video 44 minutes ago, and I heard way before that he'd been moved on. So I don't think it doesn't look like he's been arrested. Otherwise, I think I would have seen that blasted. But let me pull up something else. I think I've just tweeted a bunch of shit today from this protest. So here it is. It was Andrew Bogut. Oh shit! It's been deleted.
Oh, deleted tweets. Not sus at all.
Yeah. Yep, it's gone. So what happened was, I'm gonna have to check if I recorded a bit of it. So what happened was, there was three police officers, and they were talking to a guy that was dressed up in black, masked up, and he was walking to the protest, and he was talking to them, and then left, and then went to the protest. Agent provocateur, maybe, because you don't really see that too often. But that's crazy. Now, is there a way to get to his? That's weird, man. Delete.
They're trying so hard to cover this up. But 50,000 people were watching that stream.
Yeah,
50,000.
Holy shit! Holy! I didn't even see this. I didn't even see this till now, because I don't know how they do this on Twitter, but you know how it says when you take a tweet and it goes from someone, and you got to click on that. Check this out. Rita Panahi put this up from me.
Hey,
gang, Rita. Thank you very much.
Rita, come on, full Aussie. We'll get you on.
Rita, yes, come on the fucking show. Look, that's crazy. I didn't even see that till now. Rita Panahi from me. Thank you very much, people.
You're famous.
Let me see what you.
I told you should cover this stuff.
I don't know how do you do that though when you put from so it doesn't get a quote tweet on it. That's weird.
Fuck knows.
Yeah,
all right,
there we go.
Have a look at this. Hit them up for royalties.
Well, it's their fucking, it's their footy.
But suss this.
Yeah.
So this was the Facebook stream.
Oh yeah.
898,000 views.
Bro,
when I was watching it, it started off at about 45,000 when I clicked on it. And I think it got to about 50. I think I saw 55,000 at one stage.
Yeah.
But I seriously think there's a lot of fucking cop plants going through this whole thing. I think the cops have got a lot of plants in there. I think they're pretending to be on the side of the people. That fucking bold dickhead with the tattoos and his fucking annoying hobbit girlfriend, man, I swear they'll just give paying him and fucking crack to say that shit. Good about the people turned on him something ferocious, man. So that was awesome.
Oh, I'm gonna tweet that out right now when Rita Panic. Hey, because remember she retweeted my one about the trans weightlifter.
Yeah, just retweet her. Just say cheers, sweetheart. Come on, full Aussie, baby.
Oh shit. Okay, there was.
So I think I have a different angle as well.
Okay.
Oops, sorry. I clicked the wrong button. Here we go. Yep.
That one.
I think this is a different angle.
Okay, cool.
That's a different angle, yeah. You hear him laughing? I like him.
Australia!
Stop throwing shit. Fuck you, fucking sellout bitch. Anyone who supports this is a fucking traitor.
Traitor to the Republic. Oh, yeah. Oi, if he's still up, he's actually in Melbourne. So let's get a go at someone who's actually in Melbourne and get his take on how he's been, because he actually felt the earthquake today as well.
Is it true that people got arrested on St Kilda Road after they said they could leave? It looks like St Kilda is where they were arresting people already, and the crowd that was at the memorial, the cops were trying to funnel them into St Kilda so they could all be arrested there.
Yeah, and what one lady said was that she'd heard people were being arrested on St Kilda Road where they told them to go, and that's why that's what stopped them from moving on, because they were like, we're happy to go back through the middle, through the park, but if you send us to the St Kilda Road, we're going to get arrested because we've heard of people getting arrested. So they're like, we're not fucking moving. But they basically said, we ain't fucking leaving. They did a Wolf of Wall Street. I'm not fucking leaving.
We're not fucking leaving.
So
here's another one. I think this is St Kilda. I'm screen sharing.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, no, I've had it, dude. Fuck cops. I've said fuck cops my whole life, and because of all the bullshit that went on in America, saying fuck cops was Antifa and Black Lives Matter have made it soy to hate cops. But fuck them. I've always hated cops. Fuck them. I am proud to have been arrested for assaulting police now. I can proudly fucking say that now. I don't care anymore. I'm not hiding it anymore. Fuck them. The helicopter and everything, mate. Like, how is this? The narrative's fucked.
Okay, got this. Another one from your boy Avi. I think he's using Rukshan's. Look at the wall. So this was earlier on a bit, and they're saying hold your ground, and like you just got a wall of riot police. Look at him. Look at this. Look at this wall. You know what it reminds me of? You know, System of a Down?
Yeah.
Riot police with a rubber bullet kisses. So
it reminds me of Pink Floyd. It's Pink Floyd, man.
Mm-hmm.
All in all, it's just another brick in the wall.
How you doing, Sharon from the UK? Yeah. You guys had it tough too. Nothing like
The whole world's fucked, man. There is no place in the world that is how it used to be, man. The whole world is fucked.
Yeah, don't forget this is for your health. And then we watched that video on Full Aussie when that 70-something-year-old lady got fucking pushed over in the street and maced in the face by 2 cops for her health.
Yeah, for her health.
Are you guys Asian? No. This guy agent provocateur calling the cops fucking cunts? No. The lives are finished now because they got dispersed. But check out pull up his check out Rukshan on Facebook, and anything from Rebel News like Avi Yamini and all that, they are streaming, and they're probably going to be back streaming again tomorrow because that's what they are.
Well, what's the chant? Every day?
Every day, yeah. Yep. So let me get Rukshan for you, and I'll put his link in here.
There's a lot of different angles, but it's all the same stuff, really.
Okay, Rukshan. There we go. Yeah. So this should kick off tomorrow as well. Aussie Cossack. I'll have a look at that too. But let's have a look. Freaking wall of people. Now, let's take a look at. Oh, I don't want to get live on that. Checked. You know how it gets when you check hashtags on Twitter.
You go down a fucking rabbit hole, don't you?
What are you gonna get?
So I'm looking at a few different things, but it's all the same shit. It's all just different angles, though.
Oh, Zuby. See, Melbourne is standing up to government tyranny.
The one that fucking gets me, though, is that tram. I'd love to know what happened with that tram and that car.
All right, Rhino, the Melbourneite, who this is happening in your city.
I know you wish your country is missing firearms. One thing that I personally learned from watching everything in America, unless you're shooting, guns don't mean shit. It's the same with Ferrari. I'm pro-gun, but man, fucking use guns. If you have guns, use them. Don't just go, I've got a gun, don't fuck with me. Actually fucking point it at the cunt and pull the trigger and splatter that fucking cop's brain on the wall. Fuck them.
The thing that annoys me the most is like, okay, yeah, we don't have guns, but, you know, the cops are firing rubber bullets into the crowds, unarmed crowds.
Yeah.
Yeah, they might be throwing water bottles or sticks and stones, remember? I've had a crazy day. I've had an absolutely crazy day. Let me tell you about my fucking day. So, first of all, I haven't slept since 2 p.m. yesterday. I woke up at 2 p.m. yesterday and I'm resetting my body clock. So I decided to do an all-nighter. So I've been awake for 27 hours, about that. But at about 9 o'clock this morning, we had a fucking earthquake. I've never felt an earthquake in my life. It was one of the weirdest experiences. Robot Head on Twitter was absolutely correct. The next time we have a major earthquake, everybody's going to fucking die because everybody just literally stopped, stood around, didn't get in a doorway, didn't get under a table, literally just stood there.
No idea.
But yeah, that was crazy. But this is obviously the big news. These protests going on, they've been going on for days now, and they've adjusted their tactics. You know, you can see what they're trying to do by putting them all into one area where the majority of the cops are, so that they've got the numbers. But the protesters aren't giving up. They've been chanting every day. That's what they've been chanting in the crowds. They're coming back every day to protest for their freedom and their right to choose whether or not they want to put the vaccine in their body or not. And I think that's a fair enough point. And I think that's where it's coming from. I don't really advocate for the violence. Like, I'm just as frustrated as these people. You know, you look at some of the posts I've been putting out there. I'm honestly in full support of it. It honestly is one of the most ridiculous things. And you're kidding yourself if you're thinking this isn't like the 1940s. You're just absolutely kidding yourself, because every country in the world, we've got these protests going on, these uproars of citizens, people who have the right to choose, people that fought in the 1940s for these freedoms, for the rights for these people to choose. And the politicians out there need to grow some fucking balls, look at the actual facts, and go, okay, this is what we would like to have happen. But at the end of the day, it is your choice. We would like you to come to the party. But then you've got like fucking beer companies, VB, doing their little slogan fucking medley song. And then fucking, you know, I got mine now, the jab. The ad, if you don't know, for those people out there, is like, they've got the thirst now, the thirst for the beer. So, you know, the slogan is, what is it? I got my, no, what is it? What do they actually say in that?
VB.
Yeah.
Victoria.
Why don't you just bring up the ad to show it?
Worst fucking.
Oh, anyway, I will. I'll work on that while I'm still talking. But
so, yeah, keep going.
It's absolutely ridiculous. People's freedoms are being trampled on, and the problem is that there are people out there. There's a couple of different groups out there at the moment. You've got the groups that are just, no, I'm not getting the vax. I'm just not. No matter what you do. So you're going to put me out of work. You're going to make my life absolutely miserable, and you're going to turn the rest of the population that are the vaxxers against me because I'm the bad guy. It's the pandemic against the unvaccinated now. So you've got the people that just won't get the vax. Then you've got the people that didn't really want to get the vax, but they've been told to get out of lockdown. We've got to get to the 70 or 80%. So they're just going along for the party, and they're like, okay, we'll just do it. I've put worse things in my body, however they want to justify it, right? But they didn't necessarily want to do it. And then you've got the people that are out there just, yeah, it's out there for our protection. Okay, have you looked into it? And the other thing too is, are you just listening to the mainstream media? Yeah, it's going to protect us. Are you listening to the VB ad? and just going, yeah, I like VB. I'm going to go get the jab. How fucking retarded are you if you think like that?
Yeah. Like everyone, you see every day on these ads where it's like all these
Virtue
entertainers,
signaling, the vaccine,
and fucking TV people. They're like, I got vaxxed. I got vaxxed. Everyone, this is our shot. That's the argument. This is our shot to get back to normal. Like, fuck off.
Fuck off.
2 seconds. I got a $4 donation from the John Beck. Thank you very much. Says California, 3 earthquakes. Nobody rushes for doorways. We just edge towards the outdoors and away from power lines if it goes on too long. Yeah. How long was it today? How long was it?
It was about
40 seconds?
20 or 30 seconds, maybe 40 seconds. It was a decent amount of time, and it started off like really like easy, and the cat started freaking out, but the door started shaking, and then all of a sudden there was this rumble, and the whole house just was moving. It was the weirdest thing. And then for, I reckon, the next hour after it stopped, I felt like I'd been on like a ship, like a boat on water for like months on end. And then I've just hit land and I'm feeling all like woozy, and it was weird, man. One of the weirdest things I'd ever felt. Crazy.
Well, while we're on it, let's just.
I just want to quickly say, just somebody in the chat, Frank Face. He says, "My son is 100% vax free and as smart, healthy as can be." You know the funny thing about that statement, my family's pretty, I would say, anti-vax, right? Anti-vax a lot of things, not just COVID vax, right? My sister, when she had her daughter, basically the government give you government incentives, like give you extra money. If your child is vaxxed, they give you discounts off childcare and stuff like this. If they've been vaccinated against, like, you know, whatever they are that they get given in schools for the chicken pox or whatever these things are. And my sister used to take her daughter to the doctor, and the doctor's first question is, is she up to date with all her vaccines? And my sister would say no, and the doctor would look at her through the snout of her nose, like absolutely putting her, like, again, another point that I just want to make in regards to this is you've got a lot of the people out there that used to say, my body, my choice when it came to getting an abortion, or my body, my choice when it comes to taking drugs, illicit drugs, if that's what it is. Right? My body, my choice. Those are the now people that are standing there going, if you don't get the vax, you're the evil person. You're the fucking enemy. Right? Yeah. What happened to hashtag my body, my choice? It brings a whole new meaning to that hashtag. It brings a whole new meaning to a whole lot of different things. The world has gone fucking crazy. And I'm getting sick of it. I'm so fucking frustrated. I don't know how you are, Lyndon. You've been in lockdown longer than I have. Well, and I can't stand it.
I think you're about to hit like the world record for the longest, as in total days lockdown. But I've been in like
Melbourne,
full on. Yeah, because they had that really big one last year. Remember when everyone else was out and about, and they're the only ones that are stuck down because fuck Dan Andrews. But I think, I don't know, I think it was till end of June, so July, August, September now. So it's, 3.5 months or something for me. It's just straight. And they only just lifted the curfew for the LGAs of concern, which I'm in one of them. And that was a 9 to 5 curfew for at least a month, I'm pretty sure. And they just lifted that a couple of days ago because we're at, I think, nearly 80% single dose rate already and 55% double vax. So
yeah, if you're one of those people out there that wants to go and get the vax and you feel like you're doing the right thing, good for you. Like, honestly, if that's what you feel is the right thing to do, fantastic. But why can't they respect my right to choose and say, well, no, look, I don't really want to put this in my body. To me, it doesn't seem like they've really done the proper trials and everything. It's been fast-tracked to get this out.
But
you know, when we had the,
that's not anti-vaxxing. That's just saying, like, hey,
that's right.
I'm not yet. Give me some more details. I'm not cool with this.
But not only that, it feels like we are the human trials when it comes to things like the blood clot situation.
Oh, absolutely.
And all of these things.
What happens,
and the heart, yeah.
No one can answer this. No one can answer this point. What happens 20 years from now? If tomorrow morning I go, fucking hook me up. You know, fucking, I'm going to be jonesing. What happens 20 years from now? Is my dick just going to fucking fall off?
Who knows?
No one knows. No one can answer that.
This hasn't been
No one
tested.
can answer
But
that.
this is the thing. Citizens in Australia are being arrested for protesting for their right to freedom and their right to choose. How insanely idiotic does that sound?
And look what
They are
met
being
with.
arrested as a crime for protesting. Now, I understand the violent stuff, but again, this is frustration boiling over. Can't you see this, Dan Andrews? Can't you see this, Scott Morrison?
No, he's in America
Momo
right
doesn't
now.
care.
Oh, ScoMo's a fuckwit just like the rest of them.
No, but that's
When
the
we-
irony of where they're protesting today. It's at the Shrine of Remembrance, and they're saying, I said the mainstream narrative before is, oh, this is disrespectful to like the memory of the Shrine of Remembrance. It's like, hang on, why is it there? Why is it there? Because who fought for the fucking freedom for them to do this
That's right.
at that place?
That's right.
So you got these fucking veterans on mainstream going, oh, I'm offended, and this is just my opinion. Like, okay, what's your opinion? But
the other thing too is there's also just the moral behind being forced into getting vaxxed. If they honestly came out and actually said, look, we know we can't make anyone do anything, right? This is what we want to achieve to try and get out of lockdown. If you can possibly find a way to do whatever research you need to do and get the vax, please get the vax. If you don't want to get it, we respect your right to choose, right? But this is what it is really going to take for us to get out of these lockdowns. Now, if that's the mandate that they're going to put in place, well, government, get ready to be paying a lot of wages for a long period of time. You are the ones that we put in power to find the solutions to these issues without forcing them upon the people that voted for you to be there. It is absolutely idiotic, moronic, insane. Fucking, I am going crazy about this. And man, I felt like these are all the builders. These are all the construction workers. These are all the union guys. Man, I honestly feel like going down there and standing with them shoulder to shoulder.
Fucking should.
yeah, I want to see you down there
man.
tomorrow.
The cops look so emboldened in some of these videos because of the numbers that they've got, right? Because they flooded them out, they separated, got rid of all the bad ones, really sort of flooded them into one area, and they were able to contain it and arrest them.
It wasn't like
You
that
know what I
yesterday,
would
though?
love to see? I would love to see tomorrow, honestly,
Everyone.
10 times the numbers.
Maybe if it's a weekend.
I would love to see people that did get vaxxed that felt like they were bullied, honestly fucking bullied into getting vaccinated down there with their voice.
Oh, man. Let's just thank you very much, Daniel, for a $31 Australian. What's this? Lyndon is streaming. Yep. The world truly has gone mad. Nobody wants to fuck Gladys Pineapple Gang. Jeez. And I did see
Guys,
another one,
if you ever thought that like I was putting it on, I'm not. This is me.
And another one from Daniel. Thank you so much, sir. Says, not an anti-vaxxer. Mum's a nurse. Okay, well, there you go. Healthcare worker. And she thinks the vax is dodgy. That's a healthcare worker saying that. And we just saw a Project Veritas expose come out where a nurse or healthcare worker in the US said the vaccines are dodgy. That's a quote.
Well, you look at the evidence. You
And
look
they
at some
share
of the things that have honestly come out. I mean, you look at that Joe Rogan situation. Joe Rogan gets it, and then there's some other celebrity that gets it at the same time that's been vaxxed that seems to look like he's dying in hospital. And Joe Rogan's taken some award-winning antiviral medication from 2008, and he's fucking bright as rain. Fucking absolute, man.
You know,
It is. People are being bullied, and it's so funny because the government approved these ads on TV about anti-bullying. We stand against bullying. They do these government fucking retarded ads, and they don't even believe their own fucking shit, just like Hollywood.
So look at the amount of police they got there. But yesterday,
I'm honestly
Yesterday,
starting to wonder
how many people were there yesterday? They were overrunning them. They were running away
Yeah.
from it. They went all the way up the West Gate, and then the cops were like, "No, go back the other way." It's like, what do you fucking want to do?
And the cop cars, like there was about 5 or 6 of them doing a U-turn on fucking whatever street. I can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah, like look at these. If this isn't Order 66, I don't know what the fuck is, man. And fucking don't start me with Star Wars. I fucking did it. I started him.
Yeah. No, but like
look at that.
Honestly, I wonder how many of these cops actually feel like they should be actually on the other side of their shields.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
like that actually think that these people, you know, have kind of a right to be here protesting. These people kind of have a right to choose whether or not they want to get vaxxed. You know, surely, I mean, there's percentages in all groups. There's different people in all groups.
Melbourne is littered with dozens of vile white supremacist stickers left by rioters during anti-vax rally masquerading as tradie protests.
See, that's the narrative. That's the narrative. See, they're the bad guys, not COVID-19 anymore. It's the people that don't want to do anything about it. You know why they don't want to do anything about it? Because nothing is certified and people are feeling like you politicians out there are constantly lying, constantly bullshitting, just to keep your powers, to keep your emergency powers, to keep whatever fucking powers you feel like you've got.
Oh man, the spin is real. The spin is fucking real. It's like a free show ride, isn't it?
Hashtag the narrative's fucked.
Yeah, see that's what they're up about now. I think it was like 80% or something in New South Wales, a single dose, and they're still waiting to hit 70 to 80 for double.
But just listen to this headline. Breaking news. Shots fired at Shrine of Remembrance in Melbourne. That sounds fucking terrible, man.
Why were the shots fired?
Oh, because of the evil protesters.
Yeah.
But just as a headline, oh, that's nasty.
Yeah. Like, look at all this shit.
Just scrolling through it all, man. I was saying before you got on, Rhino, it's pretty ironic that Melbourne had an earthquake earlier this morning, and all the construction workers are the ones protesting. It's like, oh, well, aren't you going to need these guys to repair the damage?
It's just going off. Look, fuck, how can you? This is insane. Oh, look, Peter Cridland. Yeah. Where does it end? Where's it gonna? I don't know. Let me take a look. So
I got the VEB ad. I want to show these guys.
Yeah, show me the VB ad. I haven't seen that.
I'll show you the VB one sec. Oh, here we go. So this was this morning at ABC Studios.
Oh yeah.
If it's too
Oh, I've never had an earthquake in here before.
It's fucking scary.
Is it an earthquake or a structural thing?
I don't know.
Let's go. Yeah, that was a big one. That's still going. That's still tremoring. Yeah.
Yeah, because you can see the flips moving.
Yeah, man.
I would not do an earthquake. I've only had one. I've had two earthquakes in my life. One I slept through, and one I didn't even know happened. That's how piss weak they were.
Look at that, it's shaking the whole fucking studio in the cameras.
You might get probably claimed for this because I'm going to play the original. Okay, cool. I'm going to play the original ad first so that people know what the slogan is for it and everything. So this is a 1988 ad, one of the original ads.
How does it happen?
Yeah, that's the original.
They never once updated the feed music.
No.
You sure got a thirst. A hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer. And the
best cold beer is Vic.
Victoria Bitter. You know how it happens. You're treating their strains, or fixing the trains, or trying too hard to come first. You sure got a thirst.
6 o'clock news. Oh, yeah, it is 6 o'clock.
Thirst needs a big cold beer. And the best cold beer is Vic. A long, cold Vic. It can come at any time. You're taking a vow or feeding a cow.
Matter of fact, I got it now. hard-earned thirst needs a big cold beer, and the best cold beer is Vic. Victoria Bitter. Okay.
Okay.
So that's the original ad.
Mm-hmm.
The only version I've got is when they reported on the news. Yeah. Let me just get to the... Oh, here we go.
An old classic with a new twist.
A hard-earned thirst comes from being all over town, not from being in lockdown.
Comes from being all over town, not in lockdown.
Be the latest to jump on board with a vaccination campaign.
See, he says, I got mine now, as opposed to, like, I've got the thirst now. I got my jab now.
Yep.
This is a
VB
fucking
is a disgusting
company.
drink as it is.
It
man.
is a
So
disgusting drink. But
if you
fucking
needed
hell.
any more reason to drop this piss water that is called Victorian Bitter, there you fucking go, mate.
Same thing.
Vomit bombs. That's. I think you're being way too polite there, platypus thing. Way too polite.
It's
That shit
virtue
is awful.
signaling, like, to the extreme. And again, like, if you disagree, you're the bad guy. It's the pandemic against the unvaccinated. That day that Joe Biden came out and pointed the finger to the non-vaccinated was the day that everybody was emboldened to doing what they did in 1940s Germany.
Well, I'd say 30s because this is where it's all starting.
Well, whatever. You get my meaning.
Yeah. Yeah. Some Yahtzees. Nighttime protect.
Dude.
You can fight for free and a bit. Well, okay. The funny thing about bending the knee was, okay, in this one right now, okay, what happened was back in the BLM protests, we had cops kneeling in front of the protesters. We've seen that. We've had cops kneeling in front of the protesters and then letting them walk around the street as free as a bird. And that was in the beginning of the pandemic. What happens in this one? It's too dangerous. Everyone needs to be fucking shot with rubber bullets. Could you imagine if they shot people with rubber bullets in BLM? God, they'd be called racist. First thing
They'd be shot back with real bullets.
No, here. I'm saying here. They even got.
Oh, yeah.
They even knelt here. But what happened was, for a few seconds, the police line, the riot police, knelt down, and all the rioters, the protesters were standing there going, "Yeah," screaming, "Yay, we won!" But no, they were just getting ready for the second line to come in and start pushing through. And they were like, "Oh shit!" They're actually starting to get ready to fuck us up, not kneel down to. So I thought that was.
Oh, you mean the cops were doing another tricky tactic? Oh, how fucking new is this? This is what I don't get. People, cops have always been fucking assholes. Always.
Yeah.
What they did today was awful, but to be expected.
And then we're going to think, okay, tomorrow, what is going to happen tomorrow? How many
Tomorrow's
people?
going to be interesting, man.
How many people? And you know they're going to have that many cops. And how many people are going to
Hey, tomorrow we're going to have flash flooding with a hurricane. And
God's trying to tell you.
We're going to have the bushfires just storm through the whole eastern suburbs of Melbourne. And
but
then,
they're going to have a rainbow flag, so it's going to be okay.
Yeah. No. But over all of that carnage from Mother Nature, there's just going to be a rainbow. So it's going to make it okay.
Yeah. Pride. The rainbow's going to actually say pride in it. Hey?
No, I'm not going to go down there, man.
I think you should. Even just for a little bit, just to check it out yourself.
Man, I'm going outside. Like, the thing is, I'm so far away from the CBD. Like, I am breaking every law under the sun, moon, and stars just to get in there. I'll be driving my car.
CBD.
No, I'm not even close.
Not even close, mate. Victoria's like 2 kilometers long. What are you talking about? Daniel Andrews hasn't posted anything on his Twitter, but he wants to go, yes, that was an earthquake.
Yeah, that's all he's got. All he's got was that was absolutely 100% an earthquake. That's all he's got to say.
Keep an eye on the emergency Victoria website. You know what? There was an emergency later on with all these fucking cops shooting protesters. That's a. If you don't
what time is it now? Isn't it over there? Won't you have like a primetime news going on right now?
Oh yeah. Do you want to take a listen?
Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
6
take
o'clock.
a listen to some channel 9.
Hang on.
Oh no,
you
they've
go.
already fucking passed it. I think they would have.
Hang on.
nailed that early.
Controls.
Because they're already talking about New Year's Eve is cancelled because New Year's Eve in New South Wales, the Sydney fireworks are cancelled.
Yeah, right. They're not letting the fireworks off the bridge.
Hey, dude, fucking life is cancelled. Life in general is just gone, cancelled.
Yeah, and they're talking about the new vaccine passports.
They're talking about the earthquakes. They got some kid and his mom. Some
Yeah,
teenage
they're talking about
dude with his mask on.
I can see it right now. The vaccine passport has your name, everything. Everything.
I don't check in. There's 90 people in the chat. Carry around a black text with you everywhere you go, and whenever you see a QR thing, just color in one little square. It can't work then.
Okay, Channel 7's not. They passed it all. It's all onto COVID shit now. Fuck that.
Yeah, now we've got Scott Morrison talking to that fucking British cunt.
Boris Johnson. Hey, but he's that
What
fella
British
down
cunt?
there. That fella down there. Down under. CBD. Yeah, Central Business District. Yep.
And then they fucking, oh my God, the news here is so fucking retarded. So they've gone from earthquakes, COVID stuff, they're now gone back to COVID stuff, but in between there, they say that they've had a bit of snowfall. And if you can get out to the Alps of Melbourne here, you can actually go skiing. The problem is we're fucking in lockdown, you dumb fucking retards. They're so fucking stupid. Oh, look what it's like outside, but you're not allowed to go outside. Fucking idiots.
That's what I was wondering when so they showed Mount Buller and someone who was like, because they showed the earthquake at Mount Buller and people were skiing and snowboarding. I'm like,
yeah.
So they must
Only
live
people
around there.
skiing are the people that fucking live at Mount Buller.
Yeah. They must live there, yeah.
Fucking stupid. They actually took a fucking camera crew to Mount Buller to video two people coming down the slopes and saying, look what you can do. Not. Oh my God.
6 o'clock. Oh wait, no, is that yesterday? No. Ban on media helicopters overturned. Victoria Police has overturned its ban on media helicopters flying over Melbourne to cover the protests.
Because they can't do that.
I think the backlash was just like, ooh.
Breaking news. How good's that? They overturned it. Well, they fucking should have, because that's
what else am I looking at here?
The censorship. There's literal censorship. Not being able to have media.
So this headline says Melbourne protests live. Protesters in standoff with Victorian police at Shrine of Remembrance. Daniel Andrews condemns demonstrations.
Of course he does. Him and ScoMo both did.
Yeah, they're saying like these are absolutely ridiculous. You know, we're working hard. You know, all the people out there that are staying in their homes, you're basically doing it like you're killing them. Like the narrative is so fucked that the narrative has been fucked by a dick.
In the ass.
The narrative has been fucked by a dick in the ass. Yes. Oh my God. Okay. Now, is there anything else from 20,000 shut down Melbourne Highway? That was yesterday. What was it called?
No,
Dan
sorry.
Andreas. That's right. The meme. Dan Andreas.
Dan Andreas, yeah.
Dan Andreas, yeah.
yeah. I need you to send me that clip. We're gonna have a pretty funny intro this weekend.
Here we go. They're going right into it here. Hold on.
Are they? What's that on? Oh, you got different. You got
7.
Okay.
At our city's sacred war memorial, a battle between self-described freedom
Oh,
fighters.
here we go. Yeah, it's on Channel 7.
Self-described freedom fighters.
Can you turn it up a bit?
Flashpoint breached as riot police pushed their way onto the steps of the shrine. Protesters who'd refused repeated requests to leave, now on the run. For more than 3 hours,
Sounds
they
like a
stood
fucking
firm
wall.
as a makeshift coalition of construction workers, anti-vaxxers, and anti-lockdown activists. The show of force echoed scenes earlier this morning outside CFMEU headquarters. There was a handful of arrests as officers on foot and horseback prepared to engage protesters who never came.
Sucks shit.
The Chief Commissioner had promised a hardline stance today.
But you were
Vowing
hoping that
scenes
you
like
got to
this
shoot some
from
people.
yesterday wouldn't be tolerated.
I'm not going to talk about what our tactics are. Safe to say that those tactics will be different.
But again, police appeared powerless to stop the 4-hour game of cat and mouse. Instead of targeting the union office, activists marched through the streets in smaller groups, flying a right-wing symbol, the red ensign flag, and letting off flares.
They fucked them.
Queen Vic Market, passing by the famous donut van.
And I'm running away
This
like
may
the
have been
cops.
closest officers
This
came
makes
to
me so
protesters,
angry.
They're shooting at us again.
forcing one cluster to scatter.
It's an absolute war zone down here in Melbourne.
Some left bearing the scars.
I put my arms up in the air and I didn't run. I got shot about 5 times in the back.
A few strayed from the pack to spread their message and were quickly targeted.
Huh.
There was
How do we
safety
feed
in
our
the
families? He got
crowd,
chased
as it
down
made
straight
its
away.
way unchallenged all the way down Swanston Street and up to the shrine. Its custodians horrified by the choice of the protest location.
Oh,
This is one of the most distressing days that I could have ever imagined happening
the
here.
custodians are upset.
Hold up, Rene.
It was outrageous and deplorable.
It's an insurgent not seen for decades.
There have been protests at the shrine in association with events such as the Vietnam War, but nothing of a major scale since that time.
This is sacred ground. This is proof that freedom is not a lie. But if you come in and arrest us and drag us off, then you will make it a lie.
And the hours passed,
Yep.
arrests
I completely
were led
agree.
to lines, men and women. Protesters reiterating their threat to keep rallying until the 2-week construction shutdown is reversed.
I think I saw a bit of boo.
This sort of behaviour puts everything at risk. This sort of behaviour is unlawful, it's ugly, it will not be tolerated.
Teekendolling, City News.
What a fucking toy.
You're a fucking tool.
Yeah, they just go, hey.
And
look,
the mainstream media are fucking loving it. They are absolutely loving it.
Well, they've got actually,
And they're
something cool
loving
to
making all of these people look like the enemy.
Well, they just don't get into the.
I 100% against the cops. 100% against them.
The reason why they picked that location is because that location
What it means.
represents freedom in Australia. That's why they picked it. You fucking retards. You can't even put 2 and 2 together like that. Can't believe we actually elected these fucktards.
Did we?
Well,
Did we?
Yeah.
So, can you send me that reversal of the media chopper thinger?
Oh, yeah, sure. I just saw it in here.
Okay. Because someone posted the actual request.
There you go. Private chat.
From the Age. Okay. Ban on media helicopters overturned. But it doesn't say no aerial footage. Okay, I'm going to read this.
Scroll down a little bit.
And it was so funny when the earthquake happened, they had to tie the 2 stories together. They had to
Oh,
say,
hold on,
like,
something new just came up.
this, the earthquake, it might stop the protesters from coming in, or, we don't know what's going to happen. Like, of course you don't know what's going to happen. That's not fucking news. Get a real job. That's what I should start saying to them. Like you say to bums, get a real fucking job. These
Well, hold
fucking
on.
cops and politicians.
A spokeswoman for the cops said that while the decision was made for operational and safety reasons, what? In relation to protest activity, we acknowledge the concerns raised by the media. Yeah. So we should have the right to see what the fuck's going on. Don't believe bullshit operational safety. That's not true. How is a chopper in the air operational safety? What is this?
It looks like I think they said the chief of, is it the chief? Is going to come out and start talking shit. Deputy Commissioner is going to come out and start talking some shit. He's going to tell us how we're all the scum of the earth. And
That's okay. In 10 more minutes. All right. Well, cool. A few more minutes.
10 minutes. I'll keep an eye on that.
Okay. So As a result, Victoria Police will include a provision for media outlets to operate their aircraft over the CBD. Yeah, good.
You know what would have been the best thing to happen today? Is like, you know, the line that the cops set up is like the earthquake happens and the earth just splits right down that line.
Yeah, just separates them.
Brilliant.
Yep. Okay. Oh, wow. Well, hang on. Media outlets will also be required to delay publishing any live stream footage from the air by 60 minutes at the conclusion of the operation. So they said you can do it, but you got to delay it an hour. What the fuck?
You know why? Because they're arresting people unlawfully. Every single one of these arrests, in my eyes, is an unlawful arrest. These people have done nothing wrong. They're taxpayers, honest living people that just want to make a fucking living.
I'm going to send you something I just saw then, Lyndon.
Yeah, man.
Might want to screen share that. Just kind of keeping an eye on things as they're coming through.
Oh, Craig Kelly. Oh, fuck. See, Craig Kelly comes up on the United Australia ads.
Hey, look, I trust no politician. Absolutely none. And politicians that are against Dan, ScoMo, whatever, they're just going to use this to further their own bullshit. So that way when they, or / if they get in charge, then they can do their version of this bullshit.
There's only
So
one
they're
at the
gonna take
moment.
digs.
There's only one at the moment that I trust. And the problem is that he's not in one of the main categories. Like he's sort of like an independent. Oh, fucking, what's his name? I'm going to have to mess with my mum now.
You talk about Malcolm Roberts?
Possibly.
Okay, so this is why. So protesters were actively monitoring aerial live streams, compromising police operation and putting the safety of members at risk. No, it's to get away from you guys because you fucking telling them, go this way, go this way, go this way, and we're going to come at you with a wall of fucking cops. Okay, so let's take a look. What did you just send from Craig Kelly?
Oh, okay. I might have a video too.
All right, cool. Send them. Okay. Melbourne in 2021 under dictator Dan from Craig Kelly. So he's a federal member for Hughes in the UAP. Where Vic police fired guns with rubber bullets, pellets at the backs of unarmed peaceful protesters as they leave Melbourne Shrine of Remembrance. Yep. Shooting pellets at people's back. Police brutality. Wrong. Illegal. Stop trashing our democracy, Dan. Yeah. And then
That's an image, man. You know what? Should we take that image and use that for this week's Full Aussie thumbnail?
Sure. I think I can get a maybe.
No, take it back. This video. It's a 10-minute video.
100 people in here. I think this would be a great time to promote that the three of us and an American woman, we have a podcast every weekend called The Full Aussie. You should come check it out. It'll make all the bitches think you're awesome.
All the bitches.
And we've all got our own individual channels. So if you would subscribe to all of us, and it's over on Lethal's channel for The Full Aussie every Saturday night or every Saturday morning if you're in the States.
Mm-hmm.
The mods could drop some links. That'd be nice.
Do we have mods in here?
I saw Blake and Daniel earlier, but I haven't seen.
If you need an extra one, I can recommend Jed. He's cool. And is Nitrium still in here? He mods for Anna, so he's pretty cool.
He's cool.
Yeah. There. How do I?
Thanks, guys.
I can't do it from there.
But yeah, the world's going.
What you looking at, Lyndon?
Nitrium. There you go. I got to go to the other screen. Sorry. And Rhino. What's his name? Raging
Pixie.
Raging Pixie. Yeah.
Raging Pixie. Yeah.
Okay, Daniel, thank you for.
And Jock Nerdy, thank you for the donation too on Streamlabs, by the way.
Well, what a bloody Jock Nerdy, bloody legend. So, I think could we get oh hello, $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Haji Merkel. The Australian people have support from many of us in the US. Keep resisting. Do not comply.
Absolutely.
Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Thank you
Do
so
not
much.
comply. Do not comply. Say no. It's as simple as that. No.
There it is. Yep. Fucking. That's what Ripper says, man. Do not comply with these people, and then
Do not
they'll
comply. Never, never, ever, ever, ever.
You know, consent doesn't just mean sexually, right?
Yeah.
Never, ever comply with these people, man. I don't wear a mask.
There it is.
I do not do it. I do not COVID check in. I don't do it.
There's my banner for you guys. You see that shit?
The propaganda hour.
Yeah.
Look, I don't like to tell people this, but I've been arrested multiple times. I've never been to jail. I've had a lot of times where it's been very close, but I've never actually gone inside. I've been in cells and all that, of course. And look, you just don't fucking comply. Some shit was me being young and stupid, absolutely. But when it comes to police, even before COVID, no, it's inhumane what they do on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, one day I can talk some more about shit I know, but not right now.
And this is the problem, right? Is we're not telling anybody out there what to do. Well, maybe Lethal is trying to push a little bit, but we're not really trying to tell people what to do. We're not doctors or anything like that. The worst part about all of this is that because of the way that we're talking about it, this stream will probably either get shut down or completely demonetized, or it'll get these warnings put on it that we're fucking, I don't know, anti fucking whatever, or, you know, basically the devil. It's, man.
Okay.
I thought things were bad when shit was just bad with Hollywood and fucking those crazy elitists out there in Hollywood and shit. But this is now like the world. I really just want to escape. I want to go to like fucking Mars or something.
Elon.
Elon.
Yeah, Elon, please, Mr. Musk, help us.
So this was from 10 to 6, so 40 minutes ago. The Assistant Attorney General condemns violence at the protests. Okay, but if this is from today, the violence that we have seen has been from the police.
It's from the cops.
And while we're being in lockdown, may I just say, we've had a full season of football.
Violence is never okay. We'll tell them not to.
Violence is never okay unless you're shooting unarmed people in the back with rubber bullets, and then it's fucking poggers.
Yeah.
And
then they're doing the right thing. They're praised and lauded.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, we've had an entire year where we've had a season of football, we've had a season of rugby. Again, you got enough money to buy your way out of this, you're free and set to go. That's how it feels. And when you see things like the Met Gala, when you see fucking Hunger Games right before your eyes, wake up, people. Wake up and stand up.
No means no.
No means no. You're absolutely right.
Clemson PC. Yes, we know Clemson. Great supporter. For $20.
Clemson's poggers.
American, but lived in Perth for a couple of years. Oh, nice. Truly awful to see the rights of the Australian people being trampled there as they are here. Non-compliance is the only answer for this treachery. Much love to you guys. You too, man.
Thank you very much
so much for that.
Absolutely. And yes, you're right. Non-compliance is the way to go with it, is the answer. But the problem is that it's not just those, politicians out there that are now pushing for it. I'm telling you now, if I was to, go and meet up with some friends, or if I was hooking up with a girl or something like this, and one of the first questions that they ask me is, have you been vaccinated? I'm not even going to answer the question. I'm just going to walk away. No, I'm just going to walk away.
Yeah.
If our friendship is going to come between me saying now, no, I haven't been vaxxed, and you're going to fucking throw me under the bridge, well, I'll just walk the other way.
Who said that?
What?
That.
This?
Yeah.
Curtis.
No, I mean, who said?
Talking about?
Who's he referring to? Did I miss something?
you still want to say? I think he's just saying in general.
Oh,
But
in
I was talking with you about this before when we were watching it go down. I said if we did still have guns, I reckon. Okay, not 100,
Look, you think there's people
99%.
there that weren't with guns? You think no one there had a gun?
No, but I'm saying
Bullshit,
if
dude.
everyone and we had, like, if we had an armed populace like the US, and people actually were walking around the streets like with AR-15s and shit, 100% we would be at civil war right now. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
Because
definitely. And the
you've
thing
seen
is,
the US.
Even though these protests have been violent and they're definitely against the protesters in the narrative, if guns were involved, there'd be a fucking lot of deaths, and there hasn't been one yet. So
There'd be a lot of deaths. There'd be a lot of deaths.
You know,
I
see, but I absolutely don't get me wrong, guys. I see both sides. Like, if we were armed, the cops wouldn't necessarily feel so emboldened to just come out and blatantly attack unarmed people, shooting them with 5 rubber bullets. No, if a guy was literally standing there and they've got rubber bullets to fire at the crowd, and they don't know if this guy is armed or not, right? And he gets shot by a rubber bullet while his hands are in the air unlawfully, I believe he then has the right, well, I don't know, but he would then have the right to turn around and defend himself. No, because it's for your health. No, he wouldn't have any rights, right?
Australian cops have like this weird case of like, it's like a constant case of little man syndrome in their head constantly. They always feel like they have to, oh, look at me, you know what I
They
mean?
were the kid at school that was always bullied.
They were the kid at school that was bullied, yes.
And now that they've become the bully, they can now bully because they've got a gun and a taser and a badge.
Exactly.
And some
but
mace.
They always seem like they have to one up. So I think it wouldn't make a fucking difference how they would act.
Maybe
one
not.
way or another. And I'm very pro gun. Oh, here we go. The dickhead's gone live.
Okay, I get it.
You got muted on the thing.
No.
Yeah, you do on the
What?
tab. Like hover the mouse over where it says starting.
Hover the mouse over there.
Yeah, well, when he comes on, just let me go full screen. And then, so let's see what was it the Victorian Commissioner?
Here we go. Time to start telling the citizens of the evil that was done today to our country. For those people that are doing the rights, freedom. They're going
version of the insurrection, the January 6th insurrection. Is this our version?
This is going to be a whole clusterfuck of narrative fucking.
Narrative fucking. The narrative's fucked. That's a Rhino t-shirt. You can go check it out.
Yeah. I'm not going to show my face, but like, I'll do this.
Oh, there's another $4 donation. Thank you to John Beck. Ski footage may be good because that'll tick off more. Thanks for that QR code Sharpie idea. Have you guys seen video of the lady going off on Biden's our patience is wearing thin? Yes.
Here we go.
Here we go. What the hell's going on with this fucking slow ass shit?
Good evening, and thanks for being here. My name's Ross Gunther. I'm the Deputy Commissioner for Public Safety and Security for those that don't know me. Disappointingly today, 300 to 400 demonstrators, what appeared to be a diverse range of reasons, came into the city in contravention of the Chief Health Officer's directions. Of those that came in, we arrested over 200 people, all of those who will receive penalty infringement notices if they haven't already, and some of those have been charged with more serious offences. Disappointingly as well, the nature of those charges relate to flares, the discharge of golf balls, tap handles and batteries towards our police. We used a significant number of police in this operation, but sufficient to say we were very well prepared, as the broader community would expect. Broadly speaking, in terms of that deployment, it was dynamic, it was agile, and it was aimed very much at early disruption, group fragmentation, and just keeping that large group from gathering all day. We used various deployments to limit the damage to city buildings.
Oh, so they were
And
successful.
effectively reduce the likelihood of general threats.
It wasn't the
public safety
protesters splitting
and
up to
members
make
of
it
our
hard for
community
them.
moving around the city across the day. To be clear, there weren't as many tradies from what we could see, and we take that as a real positive.
Oh.
The group seem much more mixed in terms of
Just
their
because he said that, I
motivation,
hope they double.
which we're yet to establish. In terms of injuries, 2 of our people suffered head injuries from having bottles thrown at them. We have another member that suffered chest pain, is currently admitted to hospital for further observation.
God, I hope he chokes on his own blood. Fucking cop.
To those that think this kind of action is okay, can I just remind everyone that our primary role as police officers every day is to protect the broader community. It's difficult to do our best in that regard when so many of our people are pulled away from their regular work to address this issue. Importantly, we're also trying to protect those in healthcare that are managing the impact of the pandemic. We don't want to make their work any harder than it already is. As I said, we're really disappointed that people are still coming into the city in these circumstances. And finally, my observation is it was completely disrespectful that the crowd ended up at the shrine, which is such a hallowed ground
they're gonna
in this great
fuck
city.
You, cunt. Seriously.
I'm happy to take
Fuck
any questions.
you.
Questions.
The Chief Commissioner said yesterday that different tactics would be used today. Are you having to talk now about what those tactics were and your assessment of how successful they were? Yes, what we did today is we made every effort to work on much greater fragmentation of the groups to prevent that broader, large group coming together. As we saw yesterday, once that occurred, in terms of the deployment of our own resources, it became very difficult from a safety perspective, both of them and ourselves.
I don't even understand the frustration.
To actually manage the size of that group. So our tactics did differ. We were very successful in breaking those groups up until they arrived at their final destination, where we took the time to manage that in a very safe and effective way.
Mm-hmm. Shooting everyone.
Once you're at the shrine, I remember it seemed like police were gradually moving in to kind of shut the space, and then you were letting people out at St Kilda Road too. What was the thinking behind trying to defuse that? Yeah, our real aim there was to do that as safely as we could, given that you've got
How many
hard
reporters are in
surfaces,
there?
you've got
One?
steps there, you've got a very mixed group of community as part of the demonstration. You've got many police. So what we did is actually processed people, took them out through a safer gateway where they were issued with penalty notices and allowed to return into the city so they could catch public transport or get home. So it took some time to do that, and you're right, we actually closed in on the group and effectively did that, where we were left with a much smaller at the end who were much more aggressive, and it just took a little bit of time to deal with that final situation.
Protesters are still planning to come in every day. Were the tactics used today, will they continue or will they change again tomorrow? Or
yeah, what we do is we assess every one of these days is a very learned occasion for us. So we will change our tactics as we need to. We certainly learned from today what worked well and what could be improved. We debrief our activities at the end of these demonstrations. So we will vary our tactics tomorrow if that's what we need to do. But of course,
what are these questions?
My message is don't come into the city.
Oh, fuck you.
Look, I don't think so. I think our
look like they've got a certain amount of reporters that have got certain questions to ask.
To go home, if they insisted on being there and breach of the show directions, we issued them with a penalty notice. That is what we're required to do under the directions, and that's what we'll keep doing.
You kind of did just mention it there, but what is your message for protesters who are going to keep coming into the city?
That's her third question.
Our message simply is don't come into the city. We don't need you coming into town at this time. We know that there's still the virus spreading in our community in this state. This is only going to provide the opportunity for that virus to spread further in much larger numbers.
What virus? I thought we were fighting the unvaccinated.
So really, to the mums and dads of those that were in there, and for those that are parents, think about your kids and think about the likely impact on your conduct if you choose to come into the city.
And fight for your freedom.
Today, do you think how many actually were construction workers and how many were kind of general protesters who might have attended something like on Saturday? Look, it's very hard to say in terms of the mix of the groups. As I said, our general observation from the people on the ground were that there weren't as many involved. So I think pleasingly there's been some good messages there and maybe some reflection.
Keep saying that.
Not a good thing to do.
I hope the fucking numbers
There are
triple.
other small breakaway groups that see benefit in hijacking these things. We've seen that before. But in terms of giving them a brand, I suppose it's difficult to say until we're able to look at our own intelligence gathering, which we'll do in the coming days.
How many police were at the Shrine of Remembrance by the time, by say 4:30, when things started to?
Yeah, look, I won't specify the total numbers that we had, but suffice to say,
overwhelming.
We've got plenty of resources there. We're certainly capable of delivering those resources each day if that's what we need to do. Yeah, I thought what we did today was very effective.
The police.
This guy asked the first two questions. This is his fourth question.
Over that would have stopped media flying over. I understand that's been reversed now.
She asked 3 questions.
As to why police put that ban in the first place.
Yeah, earlier on today, I did support an exclusion zone for aircraft over the 3 nautical mile limit from the centre of the CBD. I supported that because what was happening was that the live news footage from the helicopters was being used by the protesters to identify where we were and what our tactics were at different locations. It was actually impairing the safety of our members. So I completely supported the application of CARSA where we sought that restriction to come into place.
Media.
Having said that, we reviewed that later this afternoon, recognising that it's important for the media to get their pictures in these situations, and we now have made that appropriate decision. So news helicopters will be able to film activities, but they won't be able to downstream it within an hour of the event, so that the people involved in our deployments are protected.
So when you say protesters were using it to their advantage, they were watching the aerial footage and they could see, for example, when police were coming from a certain angle that the group couldn't see, or when groups were moving at separate times, or how does that work?
Well, so as you can imagine, when you downstream something to your iPad from a news footage, you're actually seeing the whole of the picture, whatever the news camera is looking like. That won't just have protesters in it, they will have police in it. It'll show where we are forward of the march or the demonstration, it'll show where we are behind. All of that information is very helpful to some of the spotters that are around the city that are trying to direct the protesters so that they amass in a much larger group. You would have seen by doing that, we were very effective in actually limiting the formation of that large group for a large part of the day.
How useful do you think it is when news companies live stream something like these protests? Do you think it just serves to inflame the incident?
Fucking oath.
I don't think the intent of the news organisations is to inflame it.
That's
I
like
think
my
it's more
sixth
to
question.
inform, but the byproduct of that was actually threatened our member safety. So I was completely supportive of the command decision to make that application. But as supportive as I am, we've seen that change on review, which should help the media get the footage that they require.
You touched on it earlier, talking about how
she's
for a
back.
large part of the day you were able to successfully stop smaller groups of protesters.
Oh, she moved seats.
On the large force, but obviously towards the end of the day they were able to do that. Why were police unable to stop them from, essentially kind of becoming the mass crowd that they did by the end?
Yeah, I think one of the challenges is you could recognise is that these people have become very connected through their mobile devices, and so instead of coming from any single direction, they tend to come from multiple directions. So when we're trying to manage our deployments around those multiple directions, sometimes we're actually quite challenged. So towards the end, I would assume there would have been a command decision to allow that to occur rather than the groups to march into the city and have the same situation we had yesterday, because you could reasonably argue, even though it's as unpleasant as it is that they're at the shrine, that was a very effective way of managing the resolution of the event at the end of the day.
And about the shrine, obviously, police didn't entirely circle the shrine. They were allowing protesters to exit via St Kilda Road, and they were being encouraged to do so. I was just wondering why that decision was made and if there is any legal reason behind that and allowing protesters to leave.
No, not really. I mean, that's just straight out a public safety issue, because one of the things if you could imagine, if we deployed all of our resources on every level into that area, we run the
Public
risk of
safety
people
pushing them
trampling
on
each
a
other
fucking
and being
street where the
affected
trams
by that.
are
So
and
really, it's
cars.
just the safety of all of those involved, including our deployment.
Do you have a figure on how many protesters are at the shrine at its peak, and then follow on from that, how many infringement notices have been handed out to people?
Yeah, so we estimated that there were probably around 300. There could have been more there. It's very difficult because they were both on the east and western sides of the shrine and moving around. So out of that, I would say at least probably 20 or 30% of those would have received infringement notices. It could be higher, but as I said, this event only finished an hour ago, so we're yet to assess that. And I know, even as I came in here this evening, that we have units patrolling around the city that are still picking up people for breaching the directions.
Oh, it's through these massive fines that they're paying everybody their wages every week.
Well, yeah, the government. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, I haven't seen that footage.
In terms of what happens tomorrow moving forward, do you feel like the police have kind of knocked the air out of it? Do you think that it's on
I hope not.
down, or
Nope.
do you think they'll be back in as much strength as today, tomorrow?
I think what we have done is we've made it very clear that we'll manage the event, and if people come into this, there's a very high likelihood that they'll be charged with being in here for a number of reasons, and they'll certainly be receiving a $5,000 fine. So I'm hoping
For being
that will,
outside your 5
that will
kilometres.
dissuade people
$5
from coming in.
grand.
But more,
Yeah,
I'd
5,500
hope people
every
would just
fine.
make a good decision and say it's not the right thing to do, and just decide I'm not going in. That would be a great outcome if we had all of our people ready tomorrow morning and no one came in. That would actually be terrific.
You know, it'd be awesome if the city filled with people.
Have said that they
Yeah.
will be combing through
Yeah.
footage to identify people who weren't picked up by police at the time. Will police be going after people today who did come in and did breach the show restrictions but weren't spoken to by officers today?
Look, just the numbers really over the last few days would make it very difficult to do that. Other than that, I will say that those that commit the more serious offences, absolutely, we will
don't pay it.
Do
Take it to
everything we
court.
can do to identify them and bring
Take it
them
to court and
before a
drag it out over 20 years.
Through models of police that had injured heads today, were they part of the people who were arrested?
I don't have that information, but I'm sure if they weren't, they'll be part of an investigation going on, definitely. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for coming in. Sorry it's so late.
We need people like Lyndon and Avi.
I'm sorry, can I?
Oh, here we go. One last one.
Question notice.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
I just want to ask you about what crowd control measures were deployed today.
Yeah, so we used
Question
some of
without
those,
notice.
methodologies that we used yesterday. There was some OC, so some capsicum spray capsules deployed, and there was also some foam baton rounds which we've used before as well.
Foam. Rubber bullets.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great night.
Shooting.
Do you hear that though? Question without notice, because all those questions he had notice on.
Pre-planned. Yeah.
Yeah. 3
Yeah,
reporters, possibly. I reckon it was 2 and the girl moved seats.
Fuck yeah, that's crazy. Question without notice, like, yeah, that's why the 2 people were talking.
You know,
Because
this
they
is
had it
why
all pre-done.
nobody trusts anyone. Nobody trusts the media. Nobody trusts the politicians. Nobody trusts the police. I mean, honestly, does this guy hear what he's saying? We are arresting people for protesting in the street for their freedom and their right to choose so that they can go back to work. Wow.
You watched the whole thing today. They were purposely peaceful. Yeah, they were. Like, the only little bit I saw was, I didn't even know if it was footage from yesterday that they put up on the news, but everything I saw was they got funneled through different side streets and then they ended up getting to the shrine, and about 300 something people. Wasn't as big as yesterday, which was thousands of people. Like, they had Rukshan on what's the street, Rhino, where Flinders is? It Flinders Street is actually the main.
Yeah.
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 They had
Flinders,
people
Flinders
marching.
Street and Swanson Street.
Yeah, they had people marching down Flinders. It's just
They went
fucking
over the Westgate. They shut down
thousands
both
of-
lanes of the Westgate Bridge. It was
thousands and
crazy.
thousands.
Both lanes. That's 4 lanes each way. That's usually packed. And they closed it down.
Holy shit! Fines in New Zealand are
Fuck.
12 grand.
Like, that's insane. It's insane. Fines have never been this big for anything.
Why should they be? Like, it's not like you walk outside, you die. No, it's you walk outside. Oh, you
It's
get
like-
something that's 99% survival rate. Okay,
Yeah.
cool, thanks.
But again, it's like, okay, so if you choose not to do it, then you're in this category.
Mm-hmm.
Look, don't
And-
pay the
and
fine.
we will-
If
and
you
we
get
will-
fined, don't pay it. Take it to court. Drag it on for as long as possible. Clog that shit up. Back it up, man.
And we will beat you down until you give in and
I will
surrender
fuck
all your
you
freedoms.
Just don't. Just say no. There's more.
And this
there's
is
more
how
people
liberty
than them.
dies, with thunderous applause.
Oh, fuck you.
Fuck you, fucking Star Wars. Oh man.
Nah, just don't comply, man. Just if you get that fine, take it to court.
Yeah,
or you could do what lots of people do, and just put it on a payment plan where you pay $2 a month.
$2 a month.
Yeah.
See,
All right,
I-
fine. Fuck you,
I
man.
do,
I'll
I
drag
do
this
kind
out.
of, I do kind of feel though that the damage that they did to that building, the Union building, like lessen the numbers. People went there to go and do a peaceful protest, and then you do have those few that just get carried away and they start doing damage and stuff. And then there are people that go to those protests that were just there to protest for their rights and their right to choose, and then they go, okay, well, if this is going to get violent, I'm not going to come back. And that's where I reckon they lost numbers. This is where you've got to, even though you're frustrated and you're angry and all of these things, you still need to go out there with a level head. You can't, like, dude, for those people that go and assault a police officer, as much as you hate them lethal, right? It is still against the law to assault a police officer.
But it's cool for
I
them
don't
to
care.
shoot you in the back.
It's not. But that doesn't matter because there's no law to say that they can't shoot you in the back with a rubber pellet, right? But there is a law to say that you can't assault a police officer. So, you know, again, there are probably people that
They
went
ain't
to
backing
these.
down for peaceful protests. They're not.
No,
gonna back
and they're
down.
probably not going to. And again, I understand the frustration, but if they were there in thousands, tens of thousands, let's say, and you then have violent outbreaks, and then the numbers the next day are way less, well, that tells you something about the people that actually wanted to go and protest for their rights and their freedoms. I do see where the problem is in the violent side of this. Right? Whether
Mob
it be
mentality.
from the
We've got mob
cops or whether it
mentality,
be from the citizens.
That happens though when you're in a bunch of people, and then things start to escalate. Man, things get out of hand like that.
Absolutely.
Man. And that's
Absolutely they do.
Most people that
right?
were there,
But again,
they showed most people there were cleaning up their rubbish.
But see,
That
this
was
is
today.
the-
I'm talking about the CMF.
Yeah,
when they went
the
to
other day. This is the thing. Like, if you're going to organize these protests, like, I know it sounds a little ridiculous, but they need some form of leadership, some form of like a little group that puts this whole thing together and says, okay, guys, under no circumstances are you to start throwing stuff. Under no circumstances are you to start doing these things. Again, I'm just as frustrated as these people, and I understand how these things boil over. But sometimes you need to actually just sit there and breathe.
But this is not an organized group. This is a bunch of people who have come together to form around an idea.
No, the original one was organized. The original one was the union workers being forced to get vaxxed, and they were like, "Fuck that." That was organized. If that had been organized by a union, it probably would have gone a bit better. But
but they're still
again,
individual people. They're still people
guys,
individually, and they have their own.
You know where I
ideas.
stand on this. You know that I stand on the civilian side of all of this. I'm just saying, it's for those people that did go, that didn't want it to break out into violence, aren't going back again, and that's where they're going to start losing numbers.
This cunt here is a fucking junkie. Look at him, right? He was on the protesters' side up until he got that microphone.
Mhm.
And then when he got the microphone, he became one of the most pro cop people. Let's meet him in the middle. That's just, you know what? They'll let us do this if we do that. And it was so good to see the crowd just fucking turn on him. Because people like that should not be going to these types of things.
I haven't seen this.
If you're not in, don't go. Because you're just putting yourself in danger's way then.
Mhm.
If you go to one of these things without being prepared that at any moment this could fucking flip and go south really fucking quickly, don't go.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Especially when you got a wall of police standing right in front of you. Like, why are these people wearing skinny jeans and fucking t-shirts? Like, what are you doing? Do you know where you are?
Exactly.
I would be
yeah.
taking the ski goggles, fucking helmets, just in case, because they got the buttons, they got rubber bullets, they got the fucking mace. You want you want at least goggles for the mace, because you don't want to be running around fucking wiping your eyes, not knowing where you are.
But again, I just look at it and go, like, what are these people being arrested for? Like,
So
what are these
breaking
people
in
being
public
for being
Oh,
in
no,
a
not
public place, basically?
Yeah,
for
because they're
being out in
breaking public
public,
health order.
from being outside their restricted zones. For it's just
Yeah, well, it's just the fucking Hunger Games, man. You're not in your
And
right
I mean,
zone.
like, look, I know where I am. It's a lot better. But that's just not here yet. And God willingly, it never comes here.
What did you send me, Daniel? This looks fucking...
We used a significant number of police in this operation, but sufficient to say we were very well prepared, as the broader community would expect.
oh shit! Get out
This
of
is
there.
awesome, man. And they're all wearing like steel cap boots as well, booting them in.
And it kind of looks like all those cop cars just got jammed up the road there.
Yeah,
Like
they're
almost
like
locked
backing
themselves
out,
in.
turning around. Oh, we're fucked.
A bunch of painters and dockers type stuff, man.
Yeah,
You're dealing with
Keithy.
tradies like that. A bunch of Keithy Georges running out there.
Yeah, Shanky in the showers.
Yeah, you're just another bear bum in the shower.
Yep. Oh fuck.
So fucked.
Daniel, I made it. Fucking hell. Let's stay. Oh, you actually made that one? Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I'd believe that. Daniel's a good memer. Everyone did a mischief.
Oh shit! Tradies for the win. Fucking oath.
Has there been I saw it
nothing
pop
to
up
do.
in the chat, but I've lost it. Sorry, because I've got like too many fucking tabs open, and the chat just jumped on me a bit. Someone mentioned about American coverage. Has there been any international coverage yet?
I think there has.
Well,
What's the
yeah, we
spin?
saw. Okay, let's take a look. I know that Reuters was doing something, but they all just post like, oh, RT Russia Today did put the video up yesterday when they were throwing shit at cops. Reuters. And if you don't know, this is what anyone doesn't know, this is what I train for, journalism. So all I do is look at news and just fucking get what I can. What? Are you muted?
He's
Is that
muted.
me muted?
Oops,
Fuck.
sorry, I accidentally unplugged my thing. I said this guy over here. He used to be a proper journalist. Like this is like his background.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He told me he's going to get Ivy to come on the full Aussie. Oh shit, I wasn't supposed to say that. He never said that. I'm just trying to put pressure on him.
Yeah, he always is. Fucking bullying. See, I feel bullied, and he bullies police. Yeah, right now. Okay, 2 hours ago. Boom, Russia Today. Let's take a look. Russia Today. Hypocrisy is alive and well down under, which is starting to resemble a biotech police state more than the lucky country. Wow. Fighting words. Damien Wilson, whoever that is. Let's take a... Fucking... How long are you going to take? There we go. UK journalist, ex-Fleet Street editor, financial consultant. Okay, cool. If Australia's brutal response to lockdown protests was happening elsewhere, hypocritical Canberra would be demanding sanctions. Let me think about that.
Read that again, sorry.
Oh, yeah. Okay. If Australia's brutal response to lockdown protests was happening elsewhere, hypocritical Canberra would be demanding sanctions. So if this was Hong Kong, like we saw in Hong Kong from the Chinese and the CCP, yeah, we'd be seeing ScoMo, the Home Office in the UK and Foreign Department here, going crazy. It's like, oh, this is overreach, government overreach, abuse of power. But because it's happening here, it's like, yeah, no, they're just unruly protesters who are far right fucking Nazis. Like that's the line they're going with.
Yeah,
it's
no,
like,
I agree.
And what happens in Rooksha and Arby's videos? People come up to them and say, "We are not far right. We are just working class people who do not want mandated vaccines. We just want our choice and freedom for people. That's all we want." How fucking hard is that, news? Can someone fucking report that? No,
Well,
you get
no.
all this shit. You get this shit right here in front of you.
That. Yeah, you can't twist that that headline. I mean, and you can't make a statement about it.
Right, this is how many people were there. Yesterday's one was crazy. There was a fuckload of people, and that's why they had them all cornered into. They nearly popped off because there was one guy riding around on his bicycle that got this close to cops, and one of them was like, "Oh, with a shield."
I know it's off subject a bit, but I still really want to know how that car ended up on the tram tracks.
Tram tracks, yeah. Well, you know what would have happened? Here's my theory. The cops are shooting at them. They're bolting down the street into St Kilda Road, and then this car goes, "Holy shit! There's people running at me. I gotta go off the." And then he doesn't realize that a tram's coming up behind him. That's a plausible scenario, I think. Does that sound logical?
Yeah, no, I think yeah, that seems pretty likely.
Okay, just give me, what's the time? Only a few more minutes. Yeah. Let me get through this and then we'll wrap it up. It's been nearly 2 hours. And thank you everyone for hanging out, fucking supporting us down under. Where those fellas down under, as Joe Biden would say. Thanks, Mr. ScoMo's like,
fair,
thanks, bro.
Most people didn't know that guy's name for a long time. So
yeah, it's right here, and he follows me on Twitter. Fuck.
yeah. Can you show that? Can we show that? Can we show that, please?
Joe Biden doesn't even know his own name.
You know the thing.
God damn, that thumbnail was beautiful.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to have a look,
I see you,
Prime Minister follows me on Twitter. Boom. Look,
message him right now.
They're gonna call me a shill. Look, you're a fucking government shill, you dog.
You're a government shill.
You're a fucking dog.
Do you remember when he followed you? Like, were you like, you know?
Well, he was only he was only the member for Cook back then. See, federal member for Cook. Yep. He was only the member for Cook, and he was just a dude that went to Cronulla Sharks games and got on the piss. That was it. And went to Engadine Macca's allegedly.
Himself at Macca's, yeah.
At Macca's, yeah. So yeah, back then he wasn't PM because I knew him from the area. So yeah, that's there we go. Oh, what are all these? Yeah, Aussie, boomerang, koala, fucking oath. Look at the
government
face.
Shill.
Government shill.
You should see Johnny Howard's face. My fellow Australians.
John Howard, the guy who can't bowl to save his life.
Yeah. John Howard was our greatest orthodox spinner of all fucking time, man.
Couldn't even put it halfway down the pitch.
My fellow Australians.
So yeah, so RT is just doing like normal memes. Like it's the same as like if we cover something from overseas. It's like give us the basic facts, a couple of images, and we can kind of get a write up of it, like the basic idea of the story. But us living in it, we can do exactly what happened to the minute and break down the whole day. But I guess Russia Today and Reuters and all them, Fox News America, all them, they just do a basic write up. But
do you think there'll be like I don't know, maybe the Americans in the chat can help. Do you think this is like would make it onto like a CNN or some shit like that, or whatever it is over there? Do you think they would put it on the TV over there?
They probably want to try to avoid it because they don't want people seeing that there's other people around the world that are
gamers rise up.
Yeah. We haven't seen much of the protests in Paris, which they've been doing pretty much every day.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. French news. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. This is the thing. Nobody trusts the media either because they hide shit and they're the ones controlling the narrative as well as essentially being paid off. I mean, fucking, again, you look at that interview there or that press conference, it's more like a people conference. There's no fucking press in that room. There were fucking 3 people asking questions that work for these mainstream media that were actually handed to them. Here, ask these questions.
Yeah. Thanks for doing this, guys. No, thank you, Darius, for being here and everyone else, man. This is the last minute. I was like, fuck, I can't just sit here and fucking watch.
Well, me and Lyndon were watching it together, like talking about it. And then Lyndon said, I was supposed to play Nazi Zombies with Rhino. And then fucking Lyndon was like, I'm going to go live. I'm like, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, I can't
go with you.
Haven't seen it on the BBC in the UK. Yeah, because you know why? Well, maybe not why, but we just have a new deal with the US and the UK. It's called AUKUS, which is so we're going to get nuclear submarines. Yeah, beauty. And you know who's fucking pissed off with us? France.
The French.
France. Pissed off with us. But all right, a few minutes. All right, guys, that's nearly 2 hours. Maybe drop some links, show your shit, and thank you everyone for coming along to this one. And just running you through what happened today and a couple of days in these protests. Rubber bullets being fired at protesters who are unarmed that we know of. Lethal. You reckon people will go unarmed that we know of. Fuck. And it's just going to keep going for the next few days.
We'll see what happens tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah.
If I make it through the night, if we don't have some fucking lightning bolt strike me in my sleep or some fucking another massive earthquake, aftershock or something. And, you know, as long as the cops don't roll up and shoot me in my sleep, you know, we should be all right.
Do like the Godfather, put the pillow over you and then put the pistol over the pillow.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, we saw you on the TV talking too much.
Please come and subscribe. Sorry, guys. I've been awake for 29 hours actually now.
Fucking crackhead.
Yeah. But no, seriously. Come and subscribe. I'll be doing Casual Rage. I don't even know what day I'm on in a couple of days and putting out videos. Oh, Star Wars Visions was released too, so might see if that anime is any good. Good. That word good doesn't exist when it comes to Star Wars, does it?
Thank you very much, Aiken.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you all for hanging out.
Thank you so much. Yeah. If he's actually not Raging Rhino, it's actually Hunter Biden, the crackhead on the stream. Same time tomorrow. Well, we'll see. If it goes off, probably most likely I might as well. Depends what happens.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't forget the great energy drink Canton. And yeah, go sub to these guys, fucking legends. Do the full Aussie Saturday nights, Australian time, and with another American chick too. She's pretty cool.
Yeah. We talk about everything and anything. So political shit like this, comic books, video games, rants about all types of shit and fat arguments. It's all good. So good. Anything and everything's on the table on the Full Aussie. It is actually I actually got some feedback. It is now considered the greatest Australian late night TV show.
According to
none of your fucking business.
None of your fucking I got it on good authority that we're the fucking best.
Exactly. I don't think we have a guest this weekend, so it'll just be the 4 of us. And yeah, we'll see how we go. But see some of you there. I'm sure some of this will come up in conversation over there as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep, 100%. And you're gonna get the fucking yeet right now. Boom. Yes. Fuck off web teams. Is that another one?
Wait, hold on. I want to see the the hot girls.
You want to see the hot girl?
Invite Avi. How do we get him, Lyndon? How do we get Avi on the Full Aussie? You're the fucking journalist. You're the journalist.
I'll just tweet the fuck out of it. Okay. It's like, oh, hey, dude, you want to come on the show? Come on the show. Come on the show. Come on the show.
Everyone spam him on Twitter, I guess is what he's saying.
Everyone spam. Yeah, everyone. Yeah. All right. What the fuck? Okay. All right, guys. That's 2 hours. We've had a great one. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us and going over today's shit. And maybe we'll see you tomorrow.
Maybe.
And yeah, maybe. Now let me get my outro because it's
Bye,
pretty
guys.
funny. If you've never seen the outro, it's pretty funny. Says,
Do not go gentle into that good night.
Damn, fuck! God! Damn it, Jeremy!
Rage against the dying of the light.
No! God! Fucking